Hey guys, John Hart here from Keto Bars. Welcome to my channel, First Time Founder. Today's post is a little bit different than I've done previously in that the channel's designed to talk about the ups and the downs, and I always try to have a positive attitude. But man, there's some tough days, and truthfully, I want to share those experiences just as much because I don't want to set the stage that entrepreneurship or having a startup, that it's all like upside, which is the exposure that we see on people with like Instagram. It's like driving Ferraris and like living the dream, right? Going in sick vacations. They always have drones. Everyone has drones following them all the time. Maybe I'll get one at some point. But, I wanted to share a frustration that we had this past week. There's two main food shows in the country called EXPO EAST and EXPO WEST. One's in Baltimore, one's in LA, and they're kind of offset by 6 months. And I went as an attendee to EXPO WEST like a year and a half ago. We didn't present. We don't have enough inventory. Like, we had serious problems. A lot of the problems we still have today, but we're working on. We're coming closer and closer to fixing. But I knew it was something I always wanted to be at, and there's barely any keto stuff there, and which makes sense because it wasn't as big a year and a half ago. But I knew we'd get there at some point, and we think we'll be there in March. And keto really blew up this past year. And we went from being basically the only bar on the market to there's a handful now, varying degrees of what I would call like actually keto friendly. But honestly, some of them are really good too. So I'm not a total hater and saying that we're the only product that's awesome out there. We're not. We like some of the other ones. We like some of the other non-bar products too. But anyway, we watched a video, a Google alert popped up, and on Friday, a video popped up of some people covering EXPO EAST. And they were just talking about it, and it was the title of the video was Keto Is King, and I think it was like an 8-minute video or something. And honestly, straight up, it was hard to watch because we're not there, and we were first to market in a sense of we're the first ones making products specifically for people that are on a ketogenic diet, but other people have entered in that space. We didn't move as quick. I'm a very bootstrap person. I've never raised any money. All the money we spend is stuff that we've earned and put back into the business. We don't have any loans. We don't have any of that stuff. And a lot of these companies probably have a lot of funding or took out loans or raised money or all these different things. I don't know. There's a million ways to do business, and it all works. You got to find what you're good at. But I'm good at what I'm doing. And the downside is, or I would say the upside is that you're way less vulnerable. So I don't have creditors calling me. I don't have a board of directors that's forcing me to do things that can kick me out as CEO. I own my company. But the downside is that you don't have the cash you always need. And maybe you don't have the support system, whereas like a group, like a board of directors actually can be really helpful. And it's just different strategies. And watching this video and all these companies that are out, and of course they're saying like crazy stats, but like one or two of them said they're launching nationally in Whole Foods in January. And that's a morale killer for me and my people. And it was a little depressing to see because it felt like, man, did we miss the boat? And it just like, I spent a lot of time reflecting on that and wondering like, how could I have done things differently, all this different stuff. But 12 hours later, I got up the next morning and I was like, you know what? There's nothing I can do about the past 4 years, about how we've gone. Honestly, we've had a lot of success. So like, I'm unapologetic from that standpoint in that like we are having a lot of success. Now, could someone that knew what they were doing better than me have had 10 times the success? Of course, right? But that's always going to be true. And someone that was worse than me could have run this company right straight in the ground, right? There's always going to be these extremes, and you're likely going to end up somewhere in the middle. But when things like this happen and you get depressed and it just feels like the weight of the world's a little heavier that day, you really only have two options. You can sulk about it and cry and moan and look for sympathy, or like you can just get up on your feet and deal with it, right? Like those are really your only two choices. And that stinks, right? Because like, it's hard to get up sometimes, but like, really, what are your options? Like, do you think I'm the first person that's ever been disappointed that like someone else beat them to a certain market or did something? Like, that happens every day. Like, that's business. That's like what you sign up for when you get into business. So yeah, 12 hours later, I was feeling good about it. Talked to Molly and Garrett and said like, all right guys, like what can we do? Let's work even harder. Let's buckle down, and nothing we can do about everything we've done to get to this point, but we control our future. So that's what we did, and that's how we're trying to keep our heads up and keep on cranking. And a little bit of a fire underneath me. We're working super hard on trying to get into a contract manufacturer so that we don't have these production issues, capacity problems, and you know, we're hoping that that's going to happen. I mean, it's September now. We're told we think we can get it done before the end of the year, which is awesome because in January things take off when everybody starts their diet. So yeah, I just wanted to share like one of those things that like we struggle with, and it's a downer, and everyone's kind of quiet when you see that type of thing, because it just felt like some of the wind had left our sails. But we'll be fine. Don't worry about us. Have you ever had any experiences like that? Do you have your own business? Any issues? Like, leave a comment below. Let me know some of your struggles, what you do to deal with them, or if you have any more questions about this story. Talk to you guys later. See ya.